Welcome back. Today we'll be looking at completing the square. So completing the square rewrites a quadratic equation in the form x plus p squared plus q. We looked at quadratics in the last lesson. Now what does this do? This makes it easier for us to comprehend the quadratic and lets us find the minimum and maximum value. So let's look at an example. Let's do x squared plus 6x minus 4. This is a quadratic. So the first step to completing the square is to take the coefficient of x, which is 6. We divide this by 2 and we square the whole thing. So this would equal to 9. Now, to make this a perfect square, we must add this 9 to it. So it would be x squared plus 6x plus 9. But we can't just change the equation like that. So if we add 9, we must also subtract 9. And then take the minus 4 and subtract it at the end. Now we take this part and we change that. We can group the perfect square since we made it into one and make it into x plus 3 squared. Then we just take the minus 9 and the minus 4 and simplify that into minus 13. Now this tells us that the minimum value of the quadratic is 13 when x is equal to minus 3. Let's look at another slightly harder one. Here we have 2x squared minus 8x plus 3. Now this is harder due to the coefficient in front of the x squared. Now what do we do first? First, we just take out the 2. So we take out the 2, put a bracket. So here's just x squared minus 4x. And then we close plus 3. It becomes 4x because we have to divide this section by 2. Now we just do the same thing we did before. We take the coefficient of the x, this minus 4 actually, and we divide that by 2. Now, just like the first time, we square it. Minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 squared is 4. Now, just like before, we add 4 into the equation to make it a perfect square. And then we minus 4. And then we plus 3 at the end. Now, to make this into a completed square, we take the x squared minus 4x plus 4, this part, and we square that. Well, we don't square it, we actually change it to 2x minus 2 squared minus 4 plus 3. Now, x plus 2 is just the simplified version of x squared plus 4x plus 4. And now we don't want this 4 inside the bracket with the x plus minus 2 squared. So we just multiply that over with the 2. So we just get 2x minus 2 squared. Then that becomes minus 8 plus 3, which is just the same thing as minus 5. And this is the final completed square. This tells us that the minimum value of the quadratic is minus 5 when x is equal to 2. So this is how you complete the square. It just turns a quadratic into the form x plus p squared plus q. If you have any questions or any ideas on future topics I should cover, please leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching.